It is Sunday, November 4th, 2 days before Election Day 2018. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. Yes, this is my sample ballot, and I do have a request for many of you for Tuesday, Election Day. My request for many of you is, don't vote. That might sound strange, but if you are a person who have done no research, if you aren't passionate about a certain candidate, aren't passionate against a certain candidate, aren't knowledgeable of our propositions, there are 2 of them on the ballot, stay away from those choices. You've got 11 candidate choices for offices. If you can't decide among any of those, stay home. If you can decide for some of those, vote for those and leave the others blank. It's actually not nice to other people who might have worked for a candidate to cancel out their vote whimsically. You've just heard a slogan in the last week, or you saw an image of some candidate that looks mean, and so you want to be on the other side of things. That shouldn't sway you, and it shouldn't knock out people who know the candidates for the good and maybe not so good qualities. The people who have done research deserve to be the ones voting. You are not penalized for staying home or for leaving a spot on your ballot blank. America is beautiful in that way. Nobody's compelling you to vote. And so those who say it's your civic duty, I disagree. It's your civic duty to be informed, and then if you choose, exercise it. And I would like people to take that exercise even more seriously than just a vote at the ballot box. Because if you are informed and have come to a reasoned opinion, you should do more than just vote. You should be calling in favor, letting others know around you, using media to let others know. I've implored this of big business who seem scared of one candidate, but they're quiet because they're also afraid of the other candidate getting elected. Individuals still have as much power at the voting booth as a CEO. Individuals might have even more power in letters to editor pages because you're the most trustworthy when you write. When a corporation writes, you know it's influenced by things that aren't as narrow as you, the individual. So when you do have a candidate, express it. That may be on electronic media, because papers print a lot of bad stuff at times, and papers fail to print a lot of good stuff. So, exercising your right not just to vote, but to speak out, First Amendment, may be the most important. So, here is my sample ballot. If you'd like to use my reasoning, and I've provided this in other places, so there's a lot more behind each and every one of these. This is if you're a Democrat, look at the blue. If you just couldn't possibly pull the lever for a Republican, use line 2, column 1F. That is a non-Democrat and non-Republican for Senate. If you could stomach a Republican for maybe the first time, Matt Corey's a good guy. Here's the reason why I'm abstaining in one column. I don't know the difference between my potential registrar of voters, Patrice, Beth. I know nothing about how they've done in the past, how they would guide the office, and I don't know how their parties would affect the operation of registrar of voters. I don't deserve to vote in that column. I'm leaving it blank. Let people who know guide that election. There's another column that is virtually blank for me. It's because my own state rep is unopposed. Sad thing. He seems like a good guy, but we'll never know when he's not put to the test with a strong third party or a second party that would field a candidate against him. So I do a write-in, okay? And I am writing in another party that hasn't gotten represented on the ballot and should. So if you look really closely, you'll notice a lot of dots lower down. only one apiece on lines A and B, the Democrat and Republican. The other 9 are for smaller parties, and I have representation for every one of them. Yes, there's a vote here, Working Families Party, Independent Party, Libertarian Party, Green Party. I'm in there 3 times for the Greens, and my write-in is actually for a nice guy, socialist, but you know what? I actually think the party deserves to exist, flourish to the extent it can. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. I hope to see many of you at the polls with firm decisions in their mind. It'd be nice if that included me. I'm on line 1G, the Amigo Party. Thank you for your consideration. Have a good election day.